me it again. It's all right.
No, I got all of that.
As soon as he said the Pyramid of Giza is where you learn it all, the Pyramid of Giza?
Right off the bat, he said that. And you know what my comment back to him was when I said, I don't know, he's Canadian. Because he's Canadian. I figured maybe that's just how they pronounce it. I go, oh, he's Canadian. I brushed that one off.
The Beatles was founded by John Lennon and Paul McCartney. I mean, you don't even know how to pronounce the last name of what you're studying, you know? It's like being...
Supposedly, he's built all these things based around this shit that he can't even pronounce.
Well, yeah, I mean, he was calling everything quantum. Well, it's actually based on the Planck scale. And quantum, I don't believe...
One planking is Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
2013.
He has as much knowledge about quantum physics and all his stuff as I have about vaginas, and I can't spell those right.
Oh, that's beautiful. I'm stealing that one. That one's
I always spelled it Virginia.
Taking that one, buddy.
Virginia. They're like, what?
That one's going with me places. That's one that'll get set on the road, for real.
And sometimes I have my sign that says I'm hitchhiking to
physics and vaginas.
Yeah.
I can't spell either one.
All right, so I'm sitting. I'm gonna go. I gotta get a little bit of bud. I'm gonna be right back. Just right back. Hold on. But keep talking. You don't have to wait just for me. But I'm just letting you know where I'm going.
Hey, so are you in lingerie?
You know
what? I wore like a little bit of something tonight.
Because I promoted tonight's Ustream as Lingerie Friday.
You did? Well, I did too, kind of. But I mean,
I thought that was the gimmick.
Well, it is the gimmick, but I didn't totally commit to it tonight.
Okay,
well, who cares?
I got
as long as the camera only sees you from the waist up. As long as the camera only sees you from the waist up. They don't know.
Right. Well, I mean, that's kind of like what... I mean, they saw me from here.
The imagination is the best thing to fuck with.
And I put those pictures out. I took pictures tonight and put them on Facebook. I
saw that. That's why I said it's... Plus,
it was lingerie.
And I said, plus it's lingerie night.
Right.
Okay, so...
Photos.
So there was a viewer the whole night. There was 2 people watching at one time for a really long time. And then...
I need to read you guys something.
You know, all our views come the next day. We'll get 100 views within the next 48 hours on this show.
Now,
we always do.
Yeah.
The problem that I'm having with the with Casper, the problem we're having is I'm finding a lot of people who don't have their Java updated can't listen to your show. If they go to Time for Head and hit the play button, it'll start playing, but nothing comes out their speakers.
Oh.
If they go to speaker.com, because it'll like relink them over there and they play it, nothing. That's what it does to me. And I found out it's because I have a non-updated version of Java. But how many people? I'm on a Dell from
I am too,
2006. How many listeners are we missing because of a simple Java program?
No, you're right. Because when you said that, I remember turning to Sasha one day and going, what the fuck, do I have to call Dell to get this motherfucker to work, goddammit? And that's what I love about having Sasha around. He went, oh, no, just a minute. He Googled this and Googled that.
Updated your Java.
He said, your Java needs updated. Motherfucker, that's why you're my best friend.
I just figured that out the other day, too.
No, I was worried. Because people who know me,
remember my first time on the show, I was like, I can't hear it.
No, Kevin. People who know me well. They know I'm a recluse. And I don't have a lot of friends. I'm busy working. I don't have people hanging around me. All right? So, when Sasha started, he lives 2 doors down with his brother. Right? He started hanging around here to work with Time for Hemp and to work with the marijuana movement because he likes Time for Hemp and the marijuana movement. Even though he's like 20 or 19, he's still got a very mature mind.
Get him young.
The first few times that anybody called me on webcam, I would push him across the room. He goes, what's the matter? I said, I don't want people to think that we're dating. He said, Casper, I don't care what people think.
But Casper, I just got your dick out of my mouth.
No, he said, I don't care what people think. I'm straight. I said, I care. I don't want them to think that I'm a pedophiler. Because he looks like he's 14.
Well, you do live in Oregon.
Yeah. But that's right. You can have a Sam Adams at 17. But he looks so fucking young. Yeah, he looks so fucking young that I thought people might get the wrong idea. And if they did, they might be calling the police on me. But he's 19 and straight, and he just loves the movement. So people always call him my son, or here's your dad, your son. Or they think I'm a twisted old sick motherfucker who needs to get psychiatric help and leave the little kid alone.
Those people are just jealous.
Yeah, maybe that too. But the truth is, he's a smart little motherfucker. He's great on the computer. He loves the marijuana movement. He wants to see an end to prohibition. He wants to see this network succeed. He wants to make a job with time for him. And he wants to get his girlfriend up here so they can have a life together. And he thinks that this might happen while working with this little company that's growing. And so he's embraced me as a good friend, and I've embraced him as a good friend, and we're just kicking ass together. But people from the outside think that there's something twisted going on here, motherfucker. I'm thinking, no, you motherfuckers are sick.
Almost as sick as you, though, right?
No. I mean,
no, sicker?
I mean, well.
You know what? I need to tell you something that I just found that's quite ironic. I recall earlier on in the interview with this guy that he said something about quantum, and his definition of quantum
microscopic
was things that were very small, right?
That's not.
And the first one, he's kind of close. I guess that would be the trailer park definition of a discrete quantity of energy proportional in magnitude to the frequency of the radiation it represents. So maybe things that are small fits in there somewhere. But the second one is what I find is really funny. The second definition is a required or allowed amount, especially an amount of money legally payable in damages. And I've got to wonder, has he been to quantum court over his...
his $1,600 little gadget that
over his quantum pyramid.
Well, I mean, could somebody, let's say you're, I mean, like, obviously, quacks, all right, and they go, well, here's my quantum, my quantum pyramid, or my quantum anything. Here's my quantum penis. Let's say they gotta go, here's my quantum penis, and it's gonna be $1,600, and you're gonna have to like assemble it when you get it together, and you gotta hang it over your bed. And my quantum penis is going to like cure your Lyme disease. And okay.
Whoa.
Okay, wait.
Quantum penis that cures Lyme disease?
But let's say the quantum penis doesn't work, and the person dies from quantum whatever, maybe Lyme disease. Do people die from Lyme disease? Do people die from Lyme disease?
they can.
Okay, so they die from Lyme disease. Could they sue them? They go, God, I bought a quantum penis and hung it over my bed, and my mom still died. Can he get sued for selling a quantum blessed penis?
Want you to know? I just christened this Coors can. It is now a $1,600 device that I sleep under. I have 17 more that are for sale. And if you sleep under this, I will cure you of the Black Plague.
Wow!
Because if you're cloudy, if you're not feeling well, if you got a headache, it's the Black Plague. They're just not telling you. But if you buy a $1,600 Coors can, which you have to assemble yourself, and if you can't figure that, go ahead and give me a call, only $55 a session.
It slices, it dices.
It will cure you of your Black Plague. Now, a plague can be a lot of different things. And that's what he did. I think it sounds just as reasonable over my Coors can as he did with his fucking erector set.
Of course, Kevin, I noticed that you're not going to sell your most powerful Coors can. You're keeping that one for yourself. Money to buy that.
Powerful. This one's $1,600. This one, of course, is not for sale. It's the most powerful. I do have 17 more. You can buy them at $1,600 for the first. That's if they're in the part of the first 12. After that, those last 6, the last 6, no one you can get those for about $186.
But they're fragile.
What pissed me off about it is
together when you get there.
when a retard gets the keys to the car. You know what I mean? Like
shipping and handling. So after shipping and handling, my $1,600 piece of shit's pretty much like $1,635. That's what he said. He said, "Oh, well, it's $1,600, but after my shipping and handling, it's like $1,635."
Well, but when he said, he goes, you have to assemble it yourself. I was like, what the fuck? I'd never be able to do that because the pieces are fragile or something. I'm like, fuck, I'd be there all day. I'm like, what kind of pyramid is this? You know, with the crystals and everything. And then it's like, is there a how-to kit? Like, is there instructions for it? Can I call him up and go, hey, can you do a YouTube video? Because I couldn't figure it out. What? Like, that's like, you know.
The YouTube video would be $55 for the.
he couldn't even say that it was a hydrotedron. The shape that it made at the bottom was a hydrotedron. And he didn't even know that. He said the fucking Star of David.
Well, he didn't.
He lost it.
He didn't know it was he didn't know what a hermetic seal was though either. Did you know that?
I don't believe in religion.
What?
But I sleep under the Star of David.
That's what I said. Yeah, me neither. Maybe it's a different religion too. Maybe we just a priest.
You know what?
Should get on our knees and pray.
He doesn't remind me of Atreyu, who makes it through the girls. You know what made the Neverending Story so great when you were a kid and you watched it? It showed tits. You had them sand statues with them giant fucking tits. And I remember that was like 6. Like, those are the first tits I ever seen that weren't my mom's.
In a PG movie.
Like, what? Right? Anyways, what reminds me of that guy doesn't remind me of Atreyu, but the old shop clock tower guy who had the laser crystal microscope. He made it! Atreyu made it! So he can live on and tell that story to everybody and tell everybody how he made it through those lasers with his laser scope and his basket and his hemp rope. Because somebody else did it, but he watched him, so therefore, he did it too. And guess what? If you don't believe it, he's not religious, but he'll tell you, Jesus walked him through it.
And so did his spirit guide.
And Kevin asking him if they could do quantum hemp oil or hemp seeds. Quantum hemp seeds. And he's like, yes, you can. Well, can you do it to air? Yes, you can. And we'll sell it to you. We'll sell you the quantified air.
Only he said.
I left my ass off. So that mean oxygen too and air? Well, yeah.
But do we have to have his tools to do it? Like was it like?
The exact words were exactly this. Wait. Northblatt just wrote something interesting. He asked, "Can we do quantum seeds?" And he goes, well. And I go, "Because it's all manifest." And he goes, yes, you can. And I go, "Because we can manifest it, right?" And he goes, yes. And then Northblatt goes, "Can we do it to air?" And he goes, yes, if you have my tools.
For selling his on the internet.
Exactly what he said. I shit you not.
I was laughing too hard to hear that. I was rolling. I was fucking on my knees.
I sell tools.
The reason why
you
catch it on, Tara, that you're getting a lot of notoriety and fame, and if they get a hold of you and get on your show, they might get a notice too and get on iHeart. And so it's cool that you're going to get a lot. And this has happened to me, and I'm not. Don't anybody think I'm putting blame anywhere. I'm just saying.
No, there's no blame. There's no blame for any of it. To be honest, if you were at home listening to that show, everything we're talking about is the same thing they were laughing and listening to.
Well, let me please say this. So when somebody approaches you, I've learned the hard way. I have. People just want on my show. Stop and say, okay, let me check my schedule. And then I'll call around and ask somebody, why are they calling me? Normally I have to call people to get them on my show.
Yeah.
Can I get that song next week?
Huh?
Can I get that song next week?
Which song?
Dash Rip Rock. The band is Dash Rip Rock.
If you can get it, put it on. Send it to me. I'll play it.
Yeah, I love this. I sent it to you last show, and you said I'll get it. I'll put it on next week.
Do I have it?
I don't know. You said you didn't. I don't know how to. I can't make MP3s, so I don't know how to do that.
Well,
but it's
send me a link to a YouTube that's got it.
Oh, YouTube has it.
Well, send me a link to it, and I'll
do that. I'll do that right now. Hold on, I'll do that. Give me a second.
But that's all we're saying.
Check
them out. And now look, see how we've been this last hour. I think halfway through, your guest will tell us to go fuck ourselves and hang up. But we've had a blast and a great show.
And you know what? We'd laugh at them as they did.
We would. And that's what they would need. And maybe you're right. Maybe we need to invite people on who have maybe a thin skin to let, after 3 or 4 times, word to get out. Wait, if you go on that show, be prepared that if you don't have your shit together, you're saying something stupid, you got 4 comedians that are going to have fun with you, whether you want that or not.
If you're full of shit, the wolves will attack.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, no, I think I'd like to do that. I think that would be an interesting, that would make the show really interesting. I mean, it's like, and again, that's provocative radio. I mean, that's what people like to watch too.
Nobody's bitten their tongue until tonight.
We should also do it respectfully. We should also do it respectfully.
Yeah, you can be funny without being rude. You can be probing without being ungracious.
Right, you can still ask the same question, but the way you ask it can be, could just be a little tone, like not as, you're still asking it, but it's more friendlier when you're asking it, but you're still asking it.
And it can still be that, excuse me, are you bullshit?
Right, you could still make fun of them. I mean, here's the deal. I mean, obviously, it's got, we can't not be the first ones to, have this person's, confronted.
No, I'm sure.
You know what I mean? And so,
I had to have said to him a couple of times, pyramid of Geyser? Don't you mean the pyramid of Geyser?
Okay, so that, I mean, I didn't know. I mean, I'm not, I mean, the information is new to me, so, but I think if we notice that, why not ask that? You mean the pyramid of, I mean, we, we got to call people, I mean, I think it's okay, I think it would be funny for us to call people on their bullshit. That's my opinion. So I'm sorry, let's just let it rip.
All right, yeah,
let's not hold back. I mean, the worst thing we could do is to stop the flow of creativity, and and then sit there and be insincere to our actual thoughts and how we want to express ourselves.
Well,
maybe they do come to the wolves a little bit.
To press your button, Terry.
We love.
If that guy would have walked.
There's a couple of them where I said, fuck it, I'll do it. Fuck it, I'll do it. And then you know what? I pussed out. I didn't do it. I waited till after the show. And then even after the show, I did it, and it pressed your button. So everybody was right, and I fucking bit my tongue right. But after the show, I was the one. And then did you hear me start yelling at them, going, fuck you guys, I'll be the only one who takes it.
That was funnier than shit.
And then I was like, I'll fucking copy and paste all this shit. Fuck you, assholes. You guys want to leave me out here to dry? You know what? Have some respect. The only reason I tell Terry what I think is because I love Terry, and you know what? If I didn't tell you what I think, Terry, I think you should think less of me because I'm not afraid of you.
I was trying to explain it to Terry in a way that wouldn't piss her off.
Just something to your face, whether you like it or not, whether it hurts you or not. If I think you need to hear it, I will say it.
And I'm just a gay man with no balls.
You should respect me for that because there's not a lot of people who will do that, and those are the people you keep around you. I keep Northflat around because he tells me crazy shit all the fucking time.
Well, I mean, I appreciate that, and I do respect you for that.
But I'm not ever going to tell you anything. And you keep going, that's your opinion. I'm like, yeah, I think it would have been a better show. That is my opinion. Correct? But I'm pretty sure it's the majority opinion in the 4 people here of what should have happened. That's what I was like, and I understand, but you took it wrong because you thought I was saying the show sucked. The show was great.
The show was phenomenal.
Anybody who listened to that at home was laughing along with the 3 of us.
And having the very same thoughts that we were typing.
Right, which is probably just as good that we didn't say anything because
this is Andy Kaufman's third cousin. How fucking strikes this humor?
There it is. Did you get that?
Well, I mean, I hope it's viewed that way.
It will be.
I
It
mean,
was beautiful.
it definitely was. I feel though, to make it better, then let's just go with our instincts, and and if we risk like having the person get pissed off, then we risk the person getting pissed off.
Well,
That would definitely like set a precedence as to what would be going on here.
We got a guy who's like, I got a $1,600 triangle with some disco balls. That's not religious, but it's powered by Jesus. And like if
We
that's
weren't worried about pissing off the guest. We knew the guest would have walked. We were worried about pissing you off.
you know what else he said?
Well, I felt panicked. Like even tonight, I was like, oh god, I hope they don't fuck with him while he's there. I mean, like I was like before the show, I'm like, this may be like, I don't know how this is gonna I don't know how this is gonna go. I mean, it's not like I'm surprised, really.
He said, this is what he said.
I mean, I don't mean it in a bad way, but
he said, he goes, I worked at the newspaper for 30 years. My wife died. It gave me the opportunity to pursue my dreams. I was like, what? I was like,
Yeah, it sounded like he killed her.
so when your wife died, you were
I
like,
know it did. It did sound like he killed her. I had the same thought. I go, there's something kind of creepy about this. Like it's like all rehearsed, and my wife died, and then I decided to fuck people. What is she?
That was the biggest word he said all night, too.
And plus, how clever is that? It's one of the first things you say. It's one of the first things you say to any group of people is blah 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 blah. And when my wife died, at that point, even if you feel like coming on, Geyser, don't you mean Geyser, not Geezer? You're not going to because you don't want to hurt this poor widow who lost his wife. And by God, he's found a way to heal people. He's independently wealthy. He doesn't need to work. He just does it because he cares. Oh, and by the way, it's $1,600. Get a screwdriver.
out in the world.
And
I'm
he could,
Googling that disease tomorrow.
Yes, exactly.
and he could do it over Skype.
Drip on my dick. Can you take care of
I
that?
almost started Googling it right there, but then I thought better of it.
That was a weird sounding disease, and she dies of some weird disease, and then
Laura,
he's able to retire at age 45 from her death.
You know what? I think it's the disease. I think it's that disease where your face gets frozen and everything, or it gets all weirded and shit. Yeah, there's this disease that has to do with the connective tissue, and you know what? Because Dana Delaney did. When the actress Dana Delaney did a movie of the week playing a real woman who had the disease, and she had this prosthetic makeup that made this beautiful Dana Delaney person look crappy, and it was like it was directed by some other A-list television actor was supposed to be like this serious debut. I think it was maybe directed by Bob Saget or something like that. Seriously, that's how I know the disease. I think that's the disease he's talking about. And then when I think about it, I go, that's horrific.
Bob Saget directed it. The word "fuck" comes out every third sentence. Just so you can make everybody know it. I'm not that clean-cut guy. Fuck you. That's Bob Saget's big thing on comedy. He'll come out the first 10 minutes.
Don't you fuck the Bob Saget.
First 10 minutes he comes out. He wants everybody to know he's not that squared away nice guy on that TV show. In the first 10 minutes he says fuck 20 times, cunt 12 times, shit, tits, that's
Bob Saget is.
Does that surprise you?
House. He was doing that shit well before they hired him for America's Funniest Home fucking Videos.
I sometimes I feel like about Bob Saget is that he totally sold out for years to this bullshit television.
He did a stand-up special in Hollywood in 2011 where he Don Rickled the whole fucking thing. He went out there with a written set and started going through it, and when it wasn't working, he just was like, fuck this, fuck you, and he spent the next 45 minutes Don Rickling it, and it was impressive.
No, he's a good comedian. You know, I mean, like, I like, and I think like what the closer the real Bob Saget is far more interesting than the choices of what he did in terms of like entertainment on television, though.
Exactly.
I mean, you know, it to me, it's like yeah, we can all do that, but like, what part of your soul are you selling? You know, I mean.
And he hated it. Then he hated it, from what I understand.
Huh?
Did
he did. Yeah.
I have a weird little connection.
He hated. He hated Full House and the America's Funniest Home Videos. He was so glad to get out of America's Funniest Home Videos, and then Full House, when Full House happened, he hated it. That's why he used to do his stand-up, saying, "Hey, look at me, I'm."
And that's why the first 10 minutes was just full of fuck, cut, tit, no real joke. And then he'd end it go, does this surprise you? You all expected me to come out and just be really clean? Well, fuck that. I'm not a fucking motherfucker who can be clean. You can all just kick my fucking ass. The cunts in the front row might as well get used to this shit. I'm a fucking rude bastard. And then he goes into his shit, and I'm thinking, really? I mean, you know, no one found your statement funny. There's a better way of being shocking without coming out and just saying, I'm just a motherfucking rude motherfucking cunt. I'm just like, really? I mean, Mom's Mabley said the same thing, but she made you laugh your ass off the whole time she said it.
I love your Beatles t-shirt, Casper.
Mom's Mabley being rude and crass. The only thing an old man can bring to me is a young man.
Whoopi Goldberg has the Mom's Mabley documentary coming out next month, which I can't wait for.
But Mom let you know that she was a tramp and a whore, but she said it in a different way and made you laugh all the way.
You know what's funny is it's very funny you bring up Mom's Mabley, because I had actually brought her up a few different times. I actually wanted to bring her up with Lady Buckley, but I didn't get the chance.
I have tried to find stuff on the internet with Mom that I can use.
It's hard. It's very hard.
It is, so and when you do find it, the volume's so low and it's hard to work because it's hard to read for radio.
She was one of the first. She was one of the first
female,
one of the very first known female comics. Not to mention, she was black.
Mm-hmm. And beautiful woman in reality, but when she took out her teeth and put on hair and all that, she came out. She's Mom's.
Oh yeah, she came out and she went and she was crass.
Very. That's what I
She
mean.
was the first. You know, a lot of people give it
Bob
to Red
Saget
Fox.
could take a page out of
It wasn't Red Fox. It was Mom's Mabley. If you know your history.
Right. That's why I said. That's why I pointed her out. Bob Saget could take a page out of her book. And learn how to come out and say, I'm not that nice guy on TV. I'm a rude, crude motherfucking bastard.
He does, and that's what he faced. That's what he faced his whole stand-up career after it on.
Yeah. So Mom's bad, funny.
But he's very, you know, I watched his last, you know, tour, and to be honest, he was doing a set. You know what I'm saying? Like an actual set, and he halfway through it, he lost pretty much everybody, and he knew it. You know, and I watched him recover, pull it back, say. I watched him put something down. He was drinking something. He put it down, and he said, "Fuck this," and he just started going AWOL and Don Rickles, and he just started talking about random weird shit, like in his life, about Full House.
Maybe just material he knew from the past that would work.
It was autobiography, but he made it funny. And anytime somebody laughed, he'd be like, "Oh, you think that's funny?" And then he started Don Rickling people in the crowd, and you know what? He killed it. And you know what that told me was it showed experience. It showed know-how. This guy had been doing this for so long that when he got to a point where he got stuck, he knew how to bring it back, and he brought it back, and he did it with such ease, and so that I had to say he's very good at what he does. I gave him respect, and you know, here's the thing about comedians, because I'm a comedian. I write comedy, and I've done comedy, and my whole point is I'm very judgmental. I'll tell a comic even that I like, I go, "Oh, this was great, but." Turn this
the same way I cut my teeth.
An asshole.
I cut my teeth. My dad, when my mom passed away, my dad and I would get together for dinner each day, and we would hang out with each other until we had at least one good belly laugh. If it took an hour or 3 hours, we didn't care. We just hung out together until we got at least one good fucking laugh.
Hearing that, no blast?
My dad said to me, "I know you and your mom were best friends, and we all loved you so much. I wanted to make sure that when she died, your sense of humor didn't die with her."
That is actually probably one of the coolest family things I've ever heard. I would rather do that than sit at the table and eat dinner.
That's what it was.
I'd rather take my kids and spend time with them until we all had a good belly laugh together than sit at a table and eat fucking dinner.
My dad taught me double entendres when I was like
convention.
old. Yeah, I was doing double entendres at 3.
Just saying, your parents were fucking smart people, Casper.
My dad believed that comedy was king, and I should maintain that in my head until I die. And he taught me that when I was that big. And I have laughed at everything.
Having a sense of humor, you should keep with you no matter what. And what always bothers me is when I see people in the hardest and darkest hours, and they feel really depressed, and they're really depressed, and they're all down. So you tell them a joke, and they look at you and they go,
I needed that. Thank you.
You shouldn't make jokes at a time like this. This isn't funny. And I like to look at them and I go, you know what? You also shouldn't lose your sense of humor at a time like this. Because if you lost your sense of humor at a time like this, then you pretty much lost yourself and you're more lost than you think you are. And then they go, what? And I go, what? Was that confusing? And they go, yeah. And I go, then let's laugh. And then I tell them the joke again and they usually laugh. And at that point I go, now do you feel better? And they go, kinda, yeah, fuck you, ha ha ha. And then, and that's how it is. But the idea is laughter is the best medicine.
It is.
Laughter causes more endorphins and more dopamine to be released.
That's one of the reasons why I'm a big champion of terror.
Any drug you could take.
I love comedy and I love terror, and it's a great combination. I really want to see it succeed. I want it to be the big...
What's the deal with Terra?
Huh? Say what?
Actually, it's really Terry. It's spelt different.
You made me say terror ever since I met you.
No, I thought I knew. I thought you just. I was always Terry. No.
Bitch, you even bitch.
No, I didn't. No, I didn't know.
I just thought he was flamboyant.
No.
Every time he said Terra.
I'm sorry. I thought maybe he just messed up once in a while. I go, well, he's.
When I first met you, I said, "Is it Terry Joyce or Terry?" He said, "No, it's Tara."
No, I said Terry. Really? I said that?
And I said Tara Joyce. She said yes, and so I did, and I pronounced it that way. A couple of times I said Terry Joyce, and you even said no, it's Tara Joyce on the air. So I think I even got the interview. And so I always made sure it's like Jackie Harry, not Jackie Harry.
Oh, that's weird. I mean, maybe that was one of my alters speaking. I'm kidding.
So I've always made it a point to go, Tara. I've often wondered why people who call you Terry get away with that shit.
My closest friends call me Terry. The rest call me Tara.
Tara, I'll keep that in mind.
No, it's kind of that's funny. The story behind that. There's a story behind the spelling. Is my grandmother and my mother were both school teachers, and they nicknamed me Terry, but my real name's Teresa. So they go, well, how's she going to spell her name? T-H-E-R-E-S-A or whatever. And they go, no, T-E-R-E-S-A. And they go, what about Terry? And they go, oh, well, all she has to do is, just take off the S-A, and then you'll have Terry. And then I go, what, did they think I was going to be an idiot? They go, well, she's going to have to learn how to spell, and we're going to we just put her hand over here, so then Terry. I'm like, what? I always thought, that's the reason why. Now, here's what's interesting about it. I found, Terry is the Spanish spelling of the name, and I'm actually half Latino, or, Hispanic or whatever. And there was this racial thing going on in my family, so my white mom and my white grandma gave me a Spanish spelling, and they didn't know it, which I thought was well, that's kind of ironic. And then I found out that Terry is an Indian word, an Hindi word. And it means your. There's a movie called Terry Bin Laden, spelled like my name, about this guy from India who gets involved with this, thing about, Bin Laden. And so, it means your. So when I went to go trim weed in Humboldt, when I started to go do it, my friend said, oh, Terry, and everybody uses a different name. Nobody uses their real name around here. And I go, well, my name is, Terry. In India, it's spelled Thuray. And it's pronounced Thuray, and it means your. And she goes, oh, you're more of a Thuray now than I think you are a Terry. So I go in this the whole area where I'm, trimming weed for the first time. I've never done it before in Humboldt and everything like that. And I go, oh, I got a fake name. We're coming down this court, and I go to this gate, and I'm going through there, and the people started going Thuray, and I'm and I wouldn't respond, and then finally I go, oh, they're talking to me, and I go, yeah, But that was Anyways, it all ties into weeds in some way, and I just trailed off on that. But that's the genealogy of the name. What's in a name? Weed.
And when I rang you up, Sasha said, "Oh, so you calling Terry Joyce?" I said, "Don't call her Terry." He went and said,
"Really?"
I said, "Don't call her Terry." He goes, "Why?" It says Terry Joyce. That's her name. I said, "No." Tara. And he goes, Tara. I said, "Yeah, Tara Joyce." She made it very clear that's her stage name or whatever, and that's her name. So you pronounce it Tara. And he goes, "Oh, okay." So that's why he always goes, "Hi, Tara. How you doing, Tara?"
Oh my god, that's funny.
Call you Tara.
That's funny. I never. No, it's just Terry. You know, I'm sorry that there's been a miscommunication. It's very funny, but no, it's really Terry. It's Joyce is not my real last name though. Joyce is not my real last name. My real last name.
5 more years when we're better friends, I'll get to know what that is.
No, it was. I was born Olguin, Olguin, and then people go, "What?" And I go, "Yeah, exactly." And then they go, "Well, is it Alguin? You're Irish?" I go, "No, it's Mexican." "What?" I go, "It's Mexican." And they go, "No, really? I never heard of it before." And I go, "Normally it has an H in front of it. Holguin. There's a town in Cuba." I go through the whole. It's like it's too much of a pain in the ass. So I just don't use it. But it isn't. I feel like maybe I need to get more attached to my real last name. Like maybe I've like.
You're right. Joyce is a better choice.
Joyce is the better choice. Joyce is my mother's first name. And so I went, "Oh, it'd be cool to make it my last name." And then, so like now
you
people
called me Foreskin like 7 times. I mean, and you changed your last name?
Well, maybe you should just be North Flat Foreskin. Like that's your stage name, North Flat Foreskin.
Yes, I was asking Kevin if you were concerned that I was always calling you no fart foreskin.
No fart foreskin?
I go, no, he takes that with a grain of salt. Nor fart foreskin. That's a good one.
Oh God, I didn't mean like it's funny.
That's the perfect date. You can give them head, they got foreskin. It's great. No fart foreskin. I mean, it's like wow. Put that on Craigslist, and motherfucker, you're gonna have a lawyer.
I don't know why I have such a problem with it. Foreskin. I think I'm getting better at it. Foreskin.
Oh, you are.
Foreskin, but it's been like I've been stuttering over it for like days. I'm a force. I go, and then I go. Here comes the word. Here it comes. It's got to come out of my mouth. Oh, I fucked it up again. I mean,
I feel the same thing you do before you say it.
Really?
I can tell there's that deep breath before you say my name. You're like. What's funny about
Northflat is even as reflective and Casper and white as he is in the light, every time he gets close to the camera to speak into his microphone, you notice the giant brown spot on the tip of his nose.
No.
That's from Terry.
Yeah, you see that too? You saw that too, Casper?
That's from Terry. Walk off the network, so I didn't say anything.
What a ass. Not you, Terry. Northflat.
What are you talking about? I was trying to be the mediator in this whole thing. I was trying to...
Fart-smelling douchebag.
What?
You your nose so far up some people's asses. I said, come in and say something. You go, You go, and then you were trying to like go, "Oh no, I agree with you, Jerry, but no. You wouldn't say what you wanted to say. You danced around on eggshells. It was retarded."
Well, it's always this ball of love. I'll tell you. I feel the warmth.
Right? This is a family atmosphere right here.
Well, I mean, like when you were telling me, like, "I love you, Terry," I'm gonna tell you, my eyes started to tear up a little bit. I was like, wow.
I think Casper was the right one to tell you. That's all. I was trying to mediate both sides. I was just trying to keep both from getting pissed off at each other.
He blames it on Casper. That's awesome.
No, blames it. I thought Casper did a great job of commentary down, and fucking.
Well, it obviously took Casper because I wasn't going nowhere. But I had to yell at Casper and say somebody else. I had to yell and say, one of you motherfuckers stand up because I'm taking this for the team right now. And then I go, do you remember? I go, I'll post this, I'll copy and post this shit. And you motherfuckers.
When I saw I was going to be called out, I figured I might as well go ahead and step forward on my own.
At that point, you might as well say something before you guys act like you guys keep playing like my devil's advocate, and then I post all your shit.
Because
come on, man.
If you look at the comments, we're all saying, no Fart and I are both telling Kevin, yeah, you're right, she's got to realize this, can't she see it? Well, I even commented, I was waiting for Tara. I was waiting for Terry leave, and start making some of these comments on her own, like, excuse me, but, if it's not a religious thing, why is Jesus in your little line of bullshit or something? And Kevin said, well, Terry doesn't really insult the guest. And I went, well, come to think, I don't insult my guest either, even though I think they have their heads up their ass.
And I said,
but you know what? There has to be a way to ask it. Like, I've got to find my way to ask what I'm thinking. You know what I mean? It's like I'm worried about like hurting their feelings too much.
It's
you know what I mean? Like I didn't know. Like I mean, like I was thinking it. I'm like, oops, that's a mistake.
Hey,
you know what I mean? Like,
Terry, you know that anger, that aggressiveness. You know that anger and that aggressiveness you got with me when I told you and you were like, who cares? It's my show. Yada yada. Think about that when you have your guests.
Yeah,
it's your show.
Yeah,
it's your guests. Do what you want.
Right.
They're on your show, Terry. It's your show.
And it's the Freedom of Joyce Hour.
Right.
Where you can say whatever the fuck you want.
Yeah.
Right.
I've never even once heard Terry her own self say, I got some kind of thing that you can super glue it together if you want to for $1,600, and I'll throw it in an envelope for $35 and mail it to you. Just look, my PayPal account is Terry Joyce. By God, I'll rip you off at PayPal.com.
When you're done, you should have this sacred geometrical Star of David thingy on the bottom.
That has absolutely.
So basically, he's like he is the crook of like what like the hacky like religious people are.
He's
like
like
if you give $1,000 donation, you're gonna get this little gold piece of gold that's gonna be put on the Jesus cross. That's gonna make you like you're gonna give you assurance that you're gonna be going to heaven when you die. Well, I have a friend who did a commercial for that. He showed it to me. He goes, Terry, I auditioned for this and I didn't get it. And he goes, but then I did it and I watched this. Like he goes, and you will give like $200 to like $1,000 to get this gold brick that will be put in the Jesus cross and the crucifixion. And when you do it, you will have everlasting life because you have invested your gold into the gold cross. And I looked at him. I go, are you joking? Like is this a joke? This is a joke, right? And he goes, no, this is real. And I go, no. And then I couldn't date him anymore after that.
Well, that was a date? Oh my God.
I was dating this guy. Okay. Right? And I'm going, I can't fuck him anymore.
I totally had a good thought process until you hit me with, I was dating that guy. I lost everything I had to say at that point because all I could think about was, what?
Yeah.
Rolling over in bed going, the gold Jesus cross.
I go, you gotta have some sort of integrity in what you do for money. And then and he's all like, well, first I auditioned for it and they didn't take me, but then they called me up and then I did it. And I'm like, what?
And
really?
Terry, don't you realize what you gave this gentleman? You gave him a nice endorsement. I believe in what you're saying. I like what you're doing. Plus, you gave him a free infomercial that he didn't have to pay for.
Yeah, that's why his roommate / publicist called you.
Yeah, and
this guy said that he learned what he did from the course in the mail.
And you got a free infomercial on iHeartRadio on your program that he didn't have to pay for, that people can now send him a donation for his glue-it-yourself $1,600 piece of crap. And then a $55 session to be told, if you fake hard enough, you're going to be healthy.
Well, you know what was funny? You know what was funny? Is he showed us on his camera the real one he had, which actually had quartz crystals. And he's like, and you can buy this for $1,600. Well, not this one.
No, not that
But
one.
I'll send you one for $1,600.
Right.
You know why? Because the one he sends you doesn't have those quart crystal balls on it. It's got fake glass and he sends you fucking cheap shit. I guarantee it all day long. There's no way this guy has a stockpile of giant quartz crystal balls.
And after you send your money and get this little packet of crap, who are you going to complain to? I mean, dare you call the FCC and say, I heard on iHeartRadio that if I sent this guy $1,600, he'd send me a pyramid that I can assemble myself. Really? And you're calling us why? Well, it's made of plastic and paper and glue. Uh-huh.
He said that when he got that course in the mail, it changed his life.
Yeah, I bet it did.
That was pretty good. That was when I knew it was all going downhill from there, as far as his credibility was concerned.
And it took him 6 years to get it this far. He
I
was
worked at the paper for 30 years. When my wife died,
right.
I got to follow my dreams, which were to sell you these erector sex with quartz balls.
Right.
You can't have what I'm showing you. We got real quartz.
Like in King Arthur days, you know, that make-believe king back in whatever, Watch It Be Jingo time.
Didn't he live in the Pyramid of Gerzer?
He did. No, it was Geezer. The Geezer with that
He didn't believe in religion, but he slept under the Star of David.
Right.
But
Oh, but that's also a pentagram. Oh, I called it a pentagram, which it is. It's a pentagram. That's what.
Powered by Jesus. And
What?
then when I asked him on that, he said, "No, I believe in gods." And I said, "What other gods?" He said, "God and Jesus."
And
Those
the
are his
spiritual
two
God.
gods.
We've all got a spiritual guy. And then what I love too,
And the
I can swing
spiritual guy gave me
this pendulum above your body, and I can find out exactly what's wrong with you, and I can find all the spirits that are living in you that possess you.
It was like one of the guys from Strange Brew, like, you know, got a chance to sell fucking, you know, esoteric shit. And like I was saying, it was like a retard with a golden goose, you know. It wasn't. Whether or not what he was talking about was credible wasn't the issue, because he totally ruined any credibility what he was talking about had, because he didn't know what the fuck he was talking about.
He couldn't even pronounce, like you said, half of the shit that he was talking about.
Well,
Exactly.
so he got a book to like be a scam artist in a certain market, basically. And you know, like I listened to him on. I listened to him on Roxy Lopez's show before our show. Like I was like you know, I waited too long to watch it. I mean, like I'm listening to it. I'm listening to like, what's my guest about? Because I didn't realize that he'd been on their shows. See, I think that's the Trail of Command, because I was on her show, and then you know, and then like and he was on Dr. Bernard Alvarez's show, and then I was on his show. Right?
But did they fuck with them on their show?
No, they didn't fuck with him. They just, like, you know, they let him be legitimate. But one of the things he was talking about was, like, these spirits and stuff like that. And he was going on and on about, like, you know, voodoo and like, they could be alien spirits and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, that's kind of, like, that kind of... And it reminded me, like, of the gypsies that, you know, do fortune telling. Like, I had an experience in Pasadena where I went to one of those places that had, like, the white... they were, like, the neon lights. And this woman comes out, she has, like, a little mole on her face. And she looks at me and she goes, what sign are you? And I go, I'm a Cancer. And she goes, well, most of the Cancers are sluts, but it looks like you're okay. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what does like a freaking psychic like tell you that? I go, this is odd. And she goes, I can tell that you have a curse in your family, and you need to give me, like, how much money do you have? I go, how much is it to get rid of this curse? She goes, it's $40. And she goes, I'll give you the candles and the whole deal, and that spirit will be gone, and like whatever's bothering you won't happen to you anymore. That's what's wrong with you. I'm like, oh, okay. And she goes, well, how much money do you have? I go, I don't have $40. And she goes, and I go, I got a jar of, like, so it's got a bunch of coins in it. I really don't know how much coins are in there. And she goes, bring that to me tomorrow, and I'll get rid of the spell off of you. Like I had a flash of that today as I was listening to him on the Roxy Lopez show.
When he said touch your
I went,
computer,
no, it couldn't be. Yeah.
Right.
touch your computer and you're gonna feel something. I thought, oh my.
Did anybody?
that was awesome.
Did anybody hear me say my fingers are vibrating? But I think that's just the fan going off in my laptop.
I know, I heard you say that. I heard you say, because at first he goes, does anybody feel anything? And I'm like, none of us said anything. Like I went, fuck, do I feel anything? I don't think I feel anything. And then I thought, well, I better say something, you know. And I go, oh yeah, I feel it, but I mean, like, because I didn't want to seem like I didn't feel it.
Yeah, I feel it in my fingertips too, but I think that's just the fan going off
But
in my laptop.
we all need to be more honest. I mean, I totally fucking was, you know.
I think this guy can't be too intelligent.
But Kevin did. He goes, yeah, it's the Phantom. I think, but it's the Phantom.
This guy can't be too intelligent if he's asking.
I was biting my tongue, but I slipped.
But that was funny. I think that's funny. I think people heard it.
Well,
Yeah, it went right to a commercial break right after. It was perfect timing.
I couldn't stop laughing. That was my problem. He'd say something and I'd go, you know, and fucking just, I'd have to fucking.
Times where we heard it. It went, and he was like, I hope nobody heard that.
Well, I was going to say, you couldn't be too intelligent if you're going to ask 4 comedians on a live.
Well, you know what really weirded me out? It's not only did he go into that trip about his wife dying and allowed him the freedom to do it,
right?
Since then, he's gotten into resources and voodoo, and he started talking about voodoo. And right then I wrote a joke, and I go, he killed his wife with voodoo.
But where do you get off asking 4 comedians, do you feel something?
Well, I don't know if they really watched the show. It wasn't until like yesterday that they go, oh, so it's a video show and it's a radio show, and I go, well, it's a combination of both. Like I'm taping behind the scenes as well as so giving the viewer some different options to like experience.
How many hits are you getting on these Ustreams? Like days later, like when you go back and check them, what are you totaling out at?
Well, you know, some of them do better than others. Some, not a lot. I mean, maybe like 6, 7. I've been looking. I go, oh, this person looked at my first one.
Ustream, I assume that's pretty.
But I haven't social networked them. I mean, like there was one that I really social networked, and that was the first one, and that's had like 70 views now from YouTube. Like the first one.
All of these trips are going well over 100 each one.
But you know what? But I've been focusing on trips for social networking. I haven't been focusing on the other ones.
No, but the Ustream, the thing that you're doing in between.
Yeah.
I'm curious how many people are watching that.
Well,
because I think that's more interesting than anything.
I do too. Well, see, but I think I have to show that to people. I don't think they get yet what they're looking at. But you know, I'm gonna edit a trailer of it. That's my thought, is to do a trailer of all the clips of what happens behind, so people know what's going on. Like me in the lingerie. I've been dancing in my lingerie. There's one night where I was smoking with this on. I was all like this, you know, smoking, you know, during the interview, you know. I mean, I've been doing I'll like show my thighs like in the middle of something, you know, and then bring it back up again, you know. There's some stuff like that that's, you know, been kind of going on, and we've had like some interesting conversations.
Well, and you got me in my boxers tonight.
Yeah.
I'm in my underwear too.
Thank you. So that's probably got to be good for ratings.
So I'm gonna social network them and do some snappy little things with it and see if I can hook more. But I will say there's sometimes 4 people watching at one time. I've had that happen. Usually it's Lingerie Friday.
I have a funny feeling it might be Chris and his lawyer.
Yeah. Well, maybe, but yeah, it could have been. I mean, there was somebody watching tonight. There were 2 people that came on for quite a while, and the one guy watched all the way to the end of us arguing. Yeah. And then at some point I turned and realized they were gone. But I've had almost every night I've had a viewer. Sometimes 1, 2, 3 pop on. But it used to be nobody watched me before. So I'm like, okay, and I'm just doing it on Facebook. Like I have my Facebook announcement. You know, I do a couple little pictures, but yeah, people have been starting to watch. But I want to take it. I think that's going to pick up too, because when does anybody? It's almost like doing a documentary of it as it's happening. I know, because I've done it from day one. I did like a day log. I go, today's day one. I'm nervous, or blah 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 blah, or this is like blah blah blah. Tonight my guest is such and such. We have so and so going on. I'm not really sure. And then I go, oh, I'm just social networking right now, because I usually do beforehand. I go, it's 5 to midnight. I'm not sure. I go, hope they call me. You know, like all of a sudden I go, you know, and then I go, oh, it's ringing. And then so there's this whole thing that happens like behind the scene. Before anything stops. So I've been kind of experimenting that way with it to see.
No, Terry, Terry, one day, like here, not in the too distant future, when we get to do what I want us all to do, I have a feeling that all of this footage is going to come into play. And it's all going to be able to be edited and be used, because you got my permission. I'm sure you got Norflat's, and I know we got yours. Any other guests we can just cut out if we don't have his.
Well, you know what was really exciting was to like get that anonymous footage and have you like we were talking about it on this show, and then like it like all these sequence of events ended up to where you went, and then we pulled it up and then we played it on Time for Hemp. You know what I mean? And then people and I go, whoa, something just happened right now that I think just really opened up a really big box. It was taking activism or something like that into like journalism but entertainment at the same time, and I don't think anybody's ever covered that subject matter in that way way
at least not with Anon.
Yeah, not with Anon. And so I thought that was kind of I got it, that turned me on. I'm not gonna lie. So I think.
Yeah, you want to know something? Since that show, my shit's been getting censored.
I know that's gonna happen. I've had my stuff censored before. I freaked out a while. I freaked out like 6 months ago in my house. I realized that my posts were being fucked with, and what it was a video that I did in my bedroom talking about how Ganja Palooza failed, and how I was so disheartened by the mainstream media. And how I felt that they were in on it, the pharmaceutical companies, everything, and that it was connected to the Rockefellers and J.P. Morgan and the bankers and the Federal Reserve and the oil companies. And I go, this is the shit that's really going down, and I'm exhausted by it. And I posted that, and people were really watching. It was going around, and that's when I started to get censored. And they fucked with me. I posted things. They took images of children and made missing children on my post as like I had posted that with the words that I did. I go, what the fuck is this? And then I'd comment on it, and then it would be gone, or it would show up someplace else. And I actually took a photograph of it to document what was actually going on, because I knew that they were making things disappear as fast as I was commenting on it.
Oh, I've had posts disappear all day today.
All day today. I've had posts too. Kevin's been fucking commenting on them.
Yeah, that's how you found out, huh? It was in your notifications, and when you click on it, it tells you content unavailable.
Where was that?
On Facebook. Facebook is censoring certain
censoring me and Northblack.
Yeah, they mess with you. They mess with your, if you say certain things.
Half of my posts today, stuff that wasn't even weird. They just disappeared, and there were threads on them. And even people who were on them were like, "Well, I can still see it. Here, we're gonna try to share it." And then they would share it, and it wouldn't show up on their wall, and then it would tell them. I have another thread on my wall based on it, where me and this girl Jamie Roberts, I know, she was trying to get me hooked up with it. So we were going back and forth, and she goes, no, it was Leah. It was Leah Flynn, actually. It was Leah, and Leah goes, for some reason it says owner deleted this, and I said, I didn't delete it. I go, this is the message I get, and we pasted and copied them on the thread. So she has what it was telling her, and then I had what it's telling me right underneath it, and they're complete opposites.
All right. Well, look, here. You guys are Facebookers. Do me a favor, and please go to this link.
All right. Give me a second.
There you go.
Okay.
You want me to read it out loud for your listeners?
Sure, yeah.
All right. I don't usually do self-promoting. This is posted by Casper Leach, myself, April 25th, 2013, at 3:11 p.m. on Facebook, called Facebook is Censoring Activists. Please visit my profile often. And
holy shit, you had this page already?
At first, I thought it was just me, but over time, I have encountered several activists on Facebook who suddenly get the same warning messages from Facebook that I have been receiving. It would seem to those of us who attempt to reach a large number of our friends that Facebook is doing everything it can to prohibit the sharing of real information. When Facebook forced us all to use the new timeline feature, it became impossible at that point to control who would have access to anything and everything that is posted on the profiles of this social site. If nothing else, advertisers get access to our information, and we know that the government, i.e. DEA, FBI, CIA, and Homeland Security, have free access to our profiles and oftentimes are reading our posts. At that time, I removed all personal information from my profile, every bit of it. My private e-addy, my phone numbers, my real age, who my real family members are, date of birth, place information, current address, likes, dislikes, personal photos, every single bit of it, and rebuilt my Facebook personal profile into an electronic magazine focused on ending marijuana prohibition and preserving freedom. Members of the Facebook community embraced my hard work, and the numbers of friends I have quickly found have swollen to the 5,000 limit allowed by Facebook. Even though I am the host of a global radio program with a listening audience of over 2 million people, I am still allowed to interact with only 5,000 members of my audience on the world's biggest social media website. To overcome that obstacle, I started the Time for Hemp Live page that people have liked and now visit for news in the world of hemp marijuana that is found at the Facebook site here. Also, on this page, I post information that is mostly about marijuana with a few posts about our losses of freedoms. On my profile page, I have gone crazy and put up posts about marijuana and a good number of other losses of freedoms, along with some links to good music. I have many well-informed friends who post fantastic information that I feel needs to be shared, and all of my other friends, it seems that Facebook does not agree that I should do so. When Facebook first went to timeline, several of my friends requested that I tag them in my post, and I did. Facebook blocked me one day from tagging any of my photos because I was tagging too many people. I had about 50 friends that liked being tagged in my images because the images would appear on their profiles, and the information attached that I was wanting to share could also reach these friends and their friends. As of now, I'm allowed to tag only 4 people per image. If I attempt to do more than that, I cannot tag anyone in an image for 30 days on suspension on my profile. To overcome that obstacle, I began posting images and URLs onto my profile and then would repost them onto the profiles of my friends. Facebook won't allow me to repost the same image or URL now more than 8 times before they started blocking me from that option. To overcome that obstacle, I attached my Twitter feed to my Facebook account and began visiting the profile page of my friends and started sharing their information onto my profile so my friends could review it, and then it would also, as you know, as Facebook now tells me, I am oversharing on the share button, so I need to slow down. Otherwise, I'm blocked from sharing for 30 days. Should I attempt more than 25 URLs or an image in an hour's time,
That's me juggling.
I am blocked from using the share button first for 4 hours, and then if I keep overusing the share button that day, then I am blocked from using it for 30 days. So now, I just post everything onto Twitter, and nearly 15,000 people now follow the headlines that I post at twitter.com/Time for Hemp. Check it out. And I have begun using the marijuana social site established by Todd McCormick more and more to interact with my friends. To link to that, go to hemp.xxx. It's free to join. I have to say, Facebook is very successful at censoring activists. In order for anyone to discover any information posted on this profile page, it is now completely up to you, my friends, to actually come to my profile page each day and review the new links that I have been able to successfully post to find the information and share it with your friends. Instead of being able to get a message out now to 5,000 friends that I have, like I could when Timeline first began, instead of being able to get a message out to the approximate 2,000 friends that I used to reach when Timeline was just a few months old, instead of being able to get a message out to approximately 300 friends that I used to reach when Timeline was just a year old, instead of being able to get a message out to the approximate 150 friends that I used to reach up until a week ago, I can now reach about 30 people a day. For everyone else interested in the material I post, they must take time to visit my profile and then share the information they discovered to be of importance with their friends. This is why I'm asking that my friends visit my profile often and make it a point to share and repost the material that you consider to be important. And please join my Twitter.
Casper, you're done, right? Thank you. You were done. You're going to be done if you weren't. Thank you. You know what? You had me at, I'm an activist, and they're deleting my shit, because they've been deleting my shit for the last 24 minutes. But then about 60 seconds, maybe 90 seconds into it, I had to pee and I was gone, but I had lost all attention of that. A lot of it was towards the end was like, join my Twitter. But let me tell you something. That's a great page. You already had that up. You didn't know that. You just found out tonight, right? That we're getting blocked. Like all of our content, even on our group page, trips, they're deleting a bunch of our posts, right? That we have threads on. Like people have, we're getting. How can those just disappear? And then we tell you that, and you already have this. How long ago did you put this up?
April of this year. Check out my Facebook profile.
I already sent you a friend request. I'm already on it.
And I did. I turned it into electronic magazine to do that to Facebook.
Right. Yeah, that's the idea. But, and you're right. Like, I don't understand, too, because I always get blamed, like, when I'm on, for Facebook, for breaking their privacy policies, for accepting friends or accepting people too quick.
Yeah, that was.
I don't get blamed for sharing or doing, but I get blamed for taking friend requests. And I don't understand how they can block me. They'll block me for at this point. I think the next time I get blocked, it's 120 days.
The one that blew my mind was when they suggest to you people you might know. So you go, oh yeah, I might know them, I might like that. So you send them a friend request, and then they block your ability to request friends for 90 days because you're requesting friends of people you don't know.
But they recommended them. You know what the other part? I don't like the 5,000 limit either, because I have to make several Facebook accounts then at that point, because that's what happens. I have several Facebook accounts, and some of them have more friends than others. Most of them are maxed out, But the point is you can only get up to 5,000. Yet when you go on to people like Mark Zuckerberg's account, he's got 20 billion.
Well, that's why I left that letter that I wrote and posted. When you go to my profile, it's clear under notes. It's the second one down. It's the headline. And so I pretty much have told Facebook, too, if anybody from Facebook looks at my profile, hey, my email's not real, my name's not real, my birthday's not real. Hell, I could even be an alien from Mars. You don't fucking know. Nothing here is real.
I swear to God I had a beer, but all I have is empty cans.
I wish I was that clever. I'm kind of fucked. I mean, it's like I'm me. You know what I mean? It's like there's nothing else I can do. I mean, like I can like wear wigs and like change my appearance here and there, But it's like I feel like sometimes I get panicked a little bit. I'm like shit. I'm cautious now about people and. I'm not going to lie. I've had some weird things happen. People come into my life, I've been told, I've been told you're on the list. They got pictures of you, blah, 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 from Occupy, I did a show with a guy that, he's a music producer, and he, works with like Tool and Faith No More and all these like bands, and he came on the show and said that he had a partial liver transplant because he had a genetic disease and he preferred to smoke marijuana instead of the heavy drugs that they give him, and that he was still able to be creative while using it. And then he pointed out some stuff about Cedars-Sinai denying cancer patients from getting a transplant if they were a medical marijuana patient because they had it in their blood. So he spoke out about it. 40 people apparently looked at it on YouTube. Only 40 people, so far. I put certain keywords in it, like transplant and blah, 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 blah. And so all of a sudden, like, I wake up to a message on my phone, saying that he's being drug tested in Japan because of that, of the YouTube video. And he says, take my name off of it. Don't take out, take off the, transplant, all those kind of code words, and he goes, and then just leave it up there. But, and so for some reason he passed his test. He went back to UCLA, and or USC, one of those places, and they were there again. The feds were there again, and go, what is this, blah 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 blah. And he goes, they were threatened to take me out of my program because if he got busted, they would have his medication would have been like $5,000 a pill. And he said, he goes, I looked at the feds and he goes, look, man, you do not want to fuck with me. Do not fuck with me. He goes, I will make this the biggest vigilante issue for me in the media that you can even imagine. I will go to town. So you better not fuck with me. And that's the last time I talked to him. This was like a year and a half ago before I moved up here. It was right before I moved up here. I mean, here's what happened with Occupy, this is what happened. I felt that it was infiltrated, okay?
Is this the guy that we're now, recently
let's not mention his name right now. Possibly, yes. And then I'm going to talk about it because I feel like this is the way I'm going to protect myself because people don't think any shit went down there, but it did. I mean, I got feelings of there was a lot of stuff going on. There was a lot of things going on. And there's this one guy that became my friend, and he acted like he was interested in me. And then, it was Thanksgiving, and I went back to Long Beach with my family, and I was making the turkey and everything, and I got sick a little bit. And I didn't want to go. He called me and he goes, what's up? What's going on? Hey, what's going on with everybody? I go, well, I hear that there's going to be a bust on such and such day, but I'm not really sure, blah, blah, blah. I haven't really been there, da, da, da. And I go, where are you? And he goes, I'm in, near Joshua Tree. And I go, oh, okay, all right, And then he called me a little bit later, and he goes, well, where? And I go, well, where are you? And he goes, I'm at 29 Palms. And I know that there was a military base there because I performed at it, right? So I'm like, oh, he's at the base. He's at the military base. That's when it the light bulb went up in my head. I'm like, I'm not too sure about this guy, right? So the night happens where everybody we thought we were going to get busted, and thousands of people, 10,000 people in Los Angeles surrounded City Hall and made a barrier between them and the police. It was like nobody, and so the police had to back off because the community came out and goes, no, you're not taking these people. Okay, that's what really happened. So I'm like, wow, this is beautiful. So I went back down to the camp. And I'm hanging out, I might spend the night again and take some pictures and do a little blogging and blah, blah, blah. And that's the night that they show up. Okay, that's the night that they, everybody. And it was really weird because people were going crazy there too. This one guy's doing spiritual I go, what's fuck up with people? What's going on here? It's no, they're coming. The cops are coming. So fucking shit going on. And so they go, well, the cops are coming. And then you can hear the GA people that's starting to get all involved. So I leave. My friend calls me from San Francisco. DJ Coutie's in San Francisco to give petitions to Governor Brown to ask them to take the feds off of the state. And
Governor who?
DJ Coutie. I'm going to have her on the show.
Governor who?
Governor Brown.
It was Brown?
Yes.
Shitty.
Yes. So DJ calls me up and she goes, Terry, you're going to get busted. They're coming. Get out of there. And I'm like, fuck, I'm leaving. I'm going right now. So I look at the friend that we're talking about, right? And I go, I've already seen the feds already. I've already been handcuffed. I go, I've done my time. I don't have to experience that again. So this is where I leave. So I go home. That's how I look at it. That's my rationale. I don't want to face the cops. If they're going to come, then it's time for me to go. You know what I mean? So I went back. What use is it for me to be arrested? It's not going to serve anybody for me to be arrested. I'm sorry. You know what I mean? What's the point in that? I don't get it. So it's just I did my protesting. I'm going to leave now. You're coming? Okay, I'm gone. So I get a call the next day from the guy at the 29 Palms guy. And he leaves a message on my phone and he goes, oh, I heard on the dispatch that you weren't there anymore. And I'm like, what? And so I go, what do you mean, what dispatch? And I replayed the message several times to make sure that I was hearing what I was hearing. And so finally, like, he calls me, and I go, okay, so you left on my message machine that you heard me on the dispatch, that I wasn't at there when they busted them. And I go, what dispatch? I go, what dispatch are you talking about? Like what are you? And he goes, I didn't say that. I didn't leave that message on your machine. I go, yes, you did. I go, and he goes, you're crazy. I go, really? I go, I can replay it right now on my message machine that's what you said. And I go, you're at 29 Palms, right? I go, you in the military base? I go, are you in the military base? And he goes, and he goes, you're just crazy. I go, you know what? I go, don't ever call me again. Okay, maybe I am crazy, but I don't think I am. I don't think I'm crazy.
You know, when you think you're crazy, those are usually the things that make the most sense, and usually are the ones that are the closest to home.
And I got scared. I was like, what the fuck? You know, and then my friend calls me up and he goes,
so you have a reason to be smart like that. I have to be smart like that when someone
check out the camera.
Yeah.
starts talking to me about like that, or I meet someone at Paul Stanford's group,
Small hands,
or a TV set shooting.
Big hands.
Someone's trying to get involved with helping me with time for him. Why did
these hands used to be so strong?
So, no, you've got to be very conscientious about who tries to get to your world.
Right.
You're a public figure, and there's
Those are the biggest hands I've ever had. They look like fucking deer antlers. Do you see that?
I do. They're going to be reaching into your world.
I found that on my wall.
And you don't need them in there because they're going to cause you problems. But you're an easy target because you're public.
Right. Right. I mean, like I don't want to, and again, I don't want to draw that to me. You know, I don't want to, like, you know, whatever. But, you know, it's like, you know, and this is why I'm talking about it. Because I figure if I talk about it and I put it up someplace, then it's almost like it's like being protected. You know, it's like okay, well, if I feel like, why should I feel scared? Why should I be scared? Why should I be scared that people are like, you know, like taking our posts away and this and that shit scares me.
Well, it bothers me too, and that's why I occasionally even put on my profile.
Because
the CIA is watching us, and here's a message for you.
It's because it's against our rights. It's because it's unfair and it's not right. If people can go around, no, here's my thing. If females can go around taking pictures of their baby bumps and running around like, look, here I am, pregnant. You know, it's like, no, you're just fat, sweetie. You know, and if they got to keep going around and putting these, you know, if I have to live with everybody going, hey, you know what? I'm so glad they don't smoke in bars anymore because that cigarette really bothered me. Hey, who wants to go smoke some dope? But we got to do it outside. When we come back, let's sing some karaoke. Because seriously, what offends you more in a bar? Secondhand smoke or fucking karaoke?
Well, it depends on the song.
Yeah, or who's singing it. But let's be honest. You've had many more nights ruined by karaoke than you have had. And that's the whole point. My whole point being is these people want things and they get things done without thinking about consequences or who else it affects.
Yeah.
And when that happens, it causes chain reactions, and those chain reactions cause reactions, which when those chain reactions cause reactions, it changes the pole. And it does that in energy.
Yeah, but my feeling is, isn't it up to us? I mean, like we're the entertainers, right? I mean, like we're the information people. I mean, like we're the jugglers. We're the jesters. You know, so it's like, well, how are we gonna do it? I mean, like, you know, it's like, you know, like do we just sit back and shut up? No, it's like
have taken over whole countries. In case you don't know who Rasputin is.
Well, no, but that's why. That's right. We're the entertainers. We're the ones who make people think, and that's why when an expert comes on to our show and says that he learned from the pyramid geezer all this information, as the entertainer need to go. And where's that at? Kentucky? Is that down there in the Black Hills? Or is that over there by Lexington?
It was Quantum, Kentucky.
But if you walk by the Star of David, that's powered by Jesus, you got to give me $1,600. But before you do that, you got to sign my waiver. That lets me understand that you understand that I'm not about religion.
Kevin, they were God particles.
So you can work it. You're going to need a spirit guide. So give me a call back for only $55. I'll spirit guide you through that navigation of building your erector set with crystals.
Operator standing by now.
Call God particles. So essentially,
you have to pay for shipping and handling, but for the second unit, I'm gonna send you two.
Hey, call our line. We got both phones. Here. Call operator standing by now. Wait.
You know what's sad is I feel like our little infomercial here, once we play this, if we had numbers running across the screen, we'd get more phone calls than a Jerry Lewis marathon.
Thank you. Well, we got Jerry said to endorse you.
Do you know what they don't do anymore? Hey, do you know what I think is a genius idea?
What?
Hey, if you're recording this, edit this out when we put this online. Seriously. You know what they used to make millions of dollars that they don't do anymore?
What?
Comedy Relief.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
No, that's owned by HBO. So obviously we need a new name. But what if we took some of the world's best comics, got them in one area for one day and one night, like in a park, and we sold tickets for thousands of dollars, and we packed that park, right?
Uh-huh.
But we sell the rights to a cable company or a pay-per-view company.
Right.
Put it on TV. Ooh.
That would rock. And make it a
that would rock.
There's only one other person who's done it since Comic Relief.
And make it for
Medical Marijuana. And it was Dave Chappelle. He did Dave Chappelle's Block Party.
And make it.
He rented out half of Brooklyn.
Yeah, but make it marijuana patients
in one day.
Right. So it's medical marijuana patients. That way they'll come and do it.
Huh?
Make it Comic Relief for medical marijuana patients.
Oh yeah, we could. Well, of course. But that could be in there. I'm just saying, like, here's the thing. I'm gonna go. If I went mainstream, I wouldn't make it 100% about that. But I'd put it in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, here's the thing. Like, if I'm gonna, like, as a businessman, which is what I am.
4 minutes. It's 4:20.
Oh.
Oh my God! Really?
That's why I hung up. As long as I was getting ready to pass out.
Oh my God, let me suck this through so I can get a good one in here.
You know, like
4:20. Hey, Norfark, get your pipe.
I don't even know if he's still alive.